how women can sleep on a yoga mat like that. This yoga mat, this is all you get. I didn't even get toilet paper. Or toothbrush, or I didn't get to brush my teeth for 5 days. You don't get anything. You don't get anything at all. It's you and a yoga mat. That whole night I heard screaming and people yelling, moaning, not like yelling words, just kind of nightmarish type, sounds. And I heard like the keys jangling from the deputy's belts, and then you could hear the buzzing of the lights. I went underneath the bunk and slept. And yes, I did sleep, but it's because I cried myself to sleep is pretty much what I did. They knocked on my door, Taylor, the sound of the keys banging on the door, and they were screaming my name, Taylor, and they didn't see me on the bunk, so they kind of had a scared moment. Taylor, Taylor, like they didn't see me. She was waking me up because there was a behavioral specialist there. I just crunched down on my knees and pretty much talked to her through this little slit for food. And so she wrote her notes down, and I said, when am I going to get out? And she said, well, we'll see. I just remember I was withdrawn, I think I closed myself off from everything. I didn't want to think about where I was at. I didn't want to think about what just happened. I just kind of try to go back to sleep that's what I tried to do. I tried to sleep through the whole thing. They knocked on my door, Taylor, we're moving you. Come on, let's go. And they made me get in shackles so I can be moved. Felt like Shawshank Redemption, I walk by the desk and I see one deputy just sitting at the desk and her computer. And then they put me in the cell right behind her desk. That was the room that had the mold in it because it was leaking. And it had another hard bed that was cemented into the wall. And so I'm realizing that I'm right behind the deputies. I'm going to start protesting. So I started to say, I didn't get my phone call, I want my phone call, and I'm innocent till proven guilty. And I was just constantly saying that, repeated over and over and over. They would walk by and tell me to shut up, and then I wouldn't. I would say, I need a toothbrush, I need to take a shower. Fighting for your rights inside the cell doesn't get you anywhere because you're under their domain. I got maybe my terry cloth, I had it ripped already because it was already ripped. And so I just grabbed a little piece of it and turned into a noose and dangled it. I think it was just the last straw when I showed them the noose or something. And so they rushed into the room and just kind of pushed me to the ground, and then they made me go into a room that was isolated to the back. I felt like a dog. I think they even take the dogs better care of in the dog pound. There was no bodies, there was no windows, there was not even another cell with another person. There was no people around. And And it was the loneliest feeling I've ever had. I'm not sure if it was hours or days, but long enough to where I was screaming back at them like, okay, I'm sorry, you know. So when they put me back in the cell behind the deputies, I didn't chant, and I was a good girl. So I just didn't protest anymore. One time I stood there with a Dixie cup over my head and I had my clothes off, and then one of the deputies knocked on the door and just said, "Taylor, put your clothes on," you know. And I said, "I want a shower." And she said, "I'll look into it," you know. And then she never came back. I would tear off a piece of, I don't know, plate and use jelly to put down like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, how many days I've been there, just so they'll know that like I've been there for 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, just to see if it would get anybody's attention on how long I've been there, and it didn't. You don't converse with anybody when you're in suicide. You're isolated, pretty much, and treated inhumane. That's how I felt.